Howdy, I'm Grey Pilgrim. Oh, you may notice I smoke a pipe. I should point something out. It's my own mix. I get some. There's a commercial brand called Captain Black, and another called Sir Walter Raleigh, and I mix sort of half and half of that, and then I touch it off with about a quarter of that. Of some stuff that my local tobacconist makes. It's his own blend called Early Morning Smoke or Early Morning Pipe. And I mix that together. Put that in a humidor. And you know, when cigars come, they come in a box. It usually has a piece of cedar that's over the top of it. Well, that cedar is to impart a particular aroma and flavor to the cigars. But I take that piece of cedar, put it in a plate, then put a few drops of unblended scotch on it, and then I put some water on it, and I hydrate the thing. I make it a waterlogged, soaked up. Then I damply mop it off, and I then stuff that into the humidor. And that's how I keep the tobacco moist. The alcohol does it provides a particular flavor, but it also permeates the tobacco and causes a greater fermentation of it, which actually enhances the flavor of the smoke. Tobacco smoking, in terms of pipes, is quite an art. That and cigars, not blunts. Not the sweet crap you get at the drugstore. These are handcrafted. This is a Churchill, handcrafted Nicaraguan tobacco. I usually do that, or a, where is it? This is my favorite. This is a Honduran, a Robusto. And they're just, I mean, it was about June of this year. A buddy gave me a cigar to smoke for my birthday. So I did, and my goodness, that just tasted so good. Now, remember, I quit smoking cigarettes back about 25 years ago, so I haven't had a smoke in, I don't know, 25 years. But I figure I'm 70 years old, cancer hasn't gotten me yet, and cigarettes are the way you, those are cancer sticks, but cigars and pipe, actually, they've never found a link between cigars and cancer of any kind. Well, except one case. Grover Cleveland died of a gum cancer that he smoked cigars incessantly. Anyway, oh, by the way, no guns today. I'm just sharpening a knife. This is my usual carry knife. Many years ago, I used to carry this in my boot, and I've got a boot sheath for it. These are hard to come by, a good quality boot sheath. And this knife, this is not an original. This is a cheap knockoff of a Western W75. This is a W75, and I love it except for one thing. It's broken right here. Darn it. And the problem is they haven't made these in, I don't know, many years. But in the 70s and 80s, a boot knife like this was considered de rigueur if you were a biker type. And I wasn't really a biker, but I wore biker boots, a black leather jacket, and I always carried a biker knife. I didn't carry it basically for the reason bikers do. I was working as a mainframe computer operator, and when I started that job, I started wearing this on my belt. And the reason for that was you go over to this big old 1403 printer that has 8 by 14 inch blue bar paper on it. It's fan folded. It comes out of the thing, and it does this. It prints off asterisks along the line of between the different what are called jobs, the different programs that it runs. So you would take a knife and go, paper cutter and go slit along the asterisks, and then pull out the various jobs, and then roll them up and go, okay, this says bin 102 on it, or bin 99 or bin 15 or something, and you go over to these bins that look sort of like post office boxes, and they were open on both sides, which was kind of cool because on the other side was the terminal pod, and that's where all the co-eds used to hang out. So it was working the printers was you had an ancillary benefit to it, shall we say. Anyway, and I would carry this to use to cut those paper. And people said, why don't you use the regular paper cutter? Because there was a paper cutter hanging from a rope right next to it. I said, I'm quicker with this. And the other thing is that I rarely, if ever, had any issues with any of my coworkers. Once with a customer. There was this fellow who came in and was he treated everybody in the world like dirt. And he walked down the row of co-eds that were sitting down at those terminals and went, hey, babe, want to go out? Hey, babe, want to go out? And he looked and smelled like crap. He looked the typical nerd and just smelled like crap. And he was just picking up output for his company. And he came over and treated, he said, hey, peasant, sort of thing, come over here and serve me. That was his attitude. And that attitude really grated me because I'm nobody's boy, Anyway, Otter's gun oil and a real Arkansas soapstone or oilstone. Best thing in the world for a knife. I carry this on me too, by the way. Anyway, that fellow, a coworker held me back so I wouldn't punch him. Which is funny because about a week later he came in, and that coworker, who he later became my boss, but he he wanted to punch him too, and I had to hold him back. What goes around comes around, His company by the name was Trafodata. Look it up and you'll figure out who I'm talking about. Anyway, that was many, many years ago. Many years ago. His partner was okay. He was a jerk. Anyway, I saw Hickok 45 does this thing called Sunday Shoot Around. And basically, he might shoot a gun once or twice, but it's mainly just him rambling on and on about life in general. And there's another old feller who raises horses, and I think he hangs out in Alaska. I'm not sure for sure, but smokes a pipe as well. And he gives his life adventures, as it were, and his take on things. So I thought, what the hell? If they're doing it, I could do it. And that's about right. Oh yeah, that'll do. By the way, this is a Harbor Freight shop rag. I use them for everything. This is they're square, and if you fold them like this, that's the way a fancy napkin is folded in a 4-star restaurant. I know because I worked in one. I was a sous chef. Did that for 3 years. Two and a half years. Anyway, sous chef, by the way, means salad chef, and he's the guy who, you ever go into a big hotel restaurant, you go over there at lunch, and they wheel this big salad buffet cart. I'm the one who put that salad buffet together, By the way, don't ever order fish on Thursdays, ever, because the fish has been sitting in a walk-in freezer getting warm and cold as people wander in. And it's been doing that all week. You buy on Sunday or Monday. So by Thursday, that fish is getting pretty gamey. I know because I take what was considered their prize salmon, cook and chop it up, and put that into a fish salad on Fridays, Thursdays and Fridays. Friday, of course, we bought our fish on Friday, come to think of it. So Thursday there sucked. course, this was in the desert Southwest, so things may be different in San Francisco or New York. I don't know. But anyway, my strange adventures of life. I have literally worked as butcher, baker, and candlestick maker at one time or another, and you know, I've done all kinds of different things because you know, man's got to eat, so you figure out different chores to do to earn your keep. Well, one thing throughout all, I love guns. I just love guns. I'm a lousy shot, really. But as you may have noticed watching my content, I know a little bit about the history of things, and I try to impart what I know. If you really want to know the history, though, go watch Ian McCollum. If you want to know in depth on the history, watch Othniel McCarthy on Sea and Arsenal. He is a master of this stuff. You know, when he decides that he's going to do a video about a particular gun, he gets every fact known to mankind about it and lays it out before you in a very entertaining way. You know, I highly suggest his channel, and if you do like it, subscribe to it, and you know, become a patron. I did, and I am. You know, the two I really patronize are Ian and Othniel, and May. May's his girlfriend slash partner in it, and they do a wonderful job of presenting the way the guns work. May does the shooting, Othniel does the talking, though he knows how to shoot too. I think, like me, he's not as great a shot as May is. She was shooting her whole life before she met him, and it shows. It really shows in how she behaves. Should I sharpen this one? Nah, it's been sitting there. It's pretty sharp. I do prefer a Western W75. They also make a slightly longer one called the W77. I've got one of those as well. I got two of these, but I got used to carrying this thing, which is just a knockoff of those. I don't know who made it. It doesn't have a name on it, but or if it did, I've scraped it off over the years because it's gotten a little thin from the sharpening, you know. Anyway, but it's well balanced, and I love it. It works. And if I run out of guns, I've always got a knife. Anyway, I'm just rambling today, guys. Don't have much else to say. Oh, by the way, I've got 940 subscribers. Thank you. Just 60 more to go, and I've got the magic 1,000. Though right now I'm in YouTube jail, so I don't know what we'll be going on with that. But well, I sort of broke out of jail for uploading a video, but I can't comment on anybody's video. So anybody who I've seen in the last week or so, I've left comments, but nothing showed up. So, you know, I don't know what I did. To this day, I have no idea what I did. And I have no one to talk to at YouTube. I'm not that big. But then you can be huge and have no one to talk to. Ian McCollum doesn't have anybody to talk to. His latest video speaks to that. But you know, some of them, like Matt Carricker of Demolition Ranch, he's got somebody he can talk to. Others do, but I'm not one of those, the elect. In the GunTube world, there are some real big names, and he's the biggest of the big. There's others like the AK guy, or Scott over at Kentucky Ballistics. You know, there's a few others, but you know, some of them are sort of YouTube clowns, except for the AK guy, Brandon Herrera. Let's go, Brandon. He's running for Congress, and I really hope he gets it. I really hope he does. He's got a rhino in his district who's he's primary, and I really hope he makes it. You know, I don't think he would serve long. I don't think he would be well received by the deep state, but they need a kick in the pants, and he'd be more than happy to do it. He's a good guy. Anyway, I'm just sitting around here babbling and rambling. So if you like this kind of stuff, let me know. We'll see. Anyway. that's about enough of me. Happy trails.